So this was supposed to be finished yesterday. I let go of this topic that I was discussing about writing. I think I left it hanging, and it's because I don't know. I think I got rudely interrupted. Plus, again, I had many things to talk about yesterday, and you see, um, usually when I stack up things in my head to talk about, I usually forget the important ones, especially that one that I left for writing. But anyway, let me do this diary comprehensively. Actually, is it comprehensively or objectively to cover that aspect? So it was a month, or I said it was 2 months after I realized, wait, I can write. Okay, actually, before I proceed, let me greet myself. Hi, this is Maxwell. Ah, oh my goodness, this is Maxim Felix. I am Maxim Felix Kenobi. This is Maxim Felix Kenobi, okay? I don't know. You know, okay, I leave that topic hanging for the writing, but I'll come back to it. It's actually it carries the whole body of this diary. And actually I'm doing short diaries because I really need to focus on other things such as creating content for Micro Harris. Yeah? For Micro Harris. This is a company that I started. Okay. Let me say it was initiated by me, by my thoughts. Oh my goodness. I'm having cracked, you know, it's a cracked nini place on these slippers. I'm not sure if it will be visible because I usually render these videos in less pixels, so it might not be visible because I really want to save space. Data, internet. Usually, internet here is where I buy it. So, what am I talking about? Yes, my name is Maxim Felix Kenobi. That's the person that I am. But my national, yeah, I'm actually talking about this. There's something very peculiar that happened at home. Actually, I don't know, is it unique? For me, it doesn't sound unique, but this was meant to happen that way. So, my name is Maxim Felix Kenobi, alright? Now, here is the catch, or here is where the twist is. So, all my national identification documents indicate that my name is. I really do not like calling that name because once I mentioned it, I think it will be stuck in my mind and something will be, subconsciously something will just happen. I do not want to mention the name, but it starts with an M and ends with a K, and my surname starts with an O. Alright? And let me start actually with the story. The story where I saw a hand of God in this. This was very divinely instigated. So, I changed my name on, was it on February? I think it's on February. This one I changed my second name to Kenobi. From Ka to Kenobi. I don't want to mention that name because, as I have mentioned, it will do something subconsciously in the mind, okay? So, I changed my name. And on, when was it? Was it on August? No, was it on June or July or something like that? I decided to change my name to now Maxim Felix to and now Kenobi. Kenobi was a name given to me by ChatGPT. You know, those random. They are. I usually I use ChatGPT almost all the time. I use ChatGPT almost all the time. And in one of the random chats, I think if I go back and try to find it, I'll definitely find it. It is in February. I think at the start of the February month of February, when I did the first video of this diary, of this diaries that I usually do on this channel. So I say hi to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT responds, "Oh my goodness, can I remember?" I think it said something like, "How are you, Kenobi?" And I was like, "Wait, that name is interesting, and I love it, by the way." Because at that time, I think I was looking for a way to change my name, and I was wondering, I was actually wondering, and even asking questions, very legitimate questions. Which name can I give to myself? Because and at that time is when you are counting for something spiritual to happen so that it gives you a name. Little did I know that this had to come in a not so expected way, in a not so expected manner, that I didn't see it coming, by the way. I really didn't. And I was like, by the way, this could be a sign that I need to really pick my name. So this when I changed my name. It was a suggestion by ChatGPT. It's because while we were chatting, it called me that, and I liked the name. So back in June, this is when, I think it's June or July, I'm not sure. Just some weeks before I went home. I think it must have been I'm not sure. It must have been between the 2 months, June, July, when the maandamano thing was in its prime, back in June, July. I think June is when maandamano had been, the financial bill 2024 in Kenya was at its prime. So I decided that, and I changed my name. Remember, I've not told anyone, only I know, and it has some record back then. I think I said it in those days that in one of those days of the 2 months, between the two. So it was with me, and only I know. So went back home, and life continues, nothing happens. One day, as I'm in my activities, so usually my mom is a business woman. She does businesses. I think, yeah, she's a businesswoman. And while she was coming out of job, I think it was in the afternoon or mid morning, around 10 or 11, thereabout, or it was about, maybe it was in the afternoon. I just can't quite remember the exact time of the day, but it was in the afternoon, yeah, when it was very sunny. So she calls me, and usually when she calls me, she tells me what she's calling me for directly. She tells me, "Oh, do this and this." And this time it was different. She's like, she calls me, I come out of at that time I was in my room, in my cage. They call it cage. No, this is in my room. I was like, she calls me, I get out. Okay, I expect an instruction or something like that. I was like, okay, she's outside, she can see me, she can see that I am outside and she's not saying something. I proceed to say, eh? In Kikuyu. Oko no ajeta. Like, she tells me, no, that translates to, did you call me? She said yes. She proceeds to tell me, come here, I tell you, I ask you something. And when something like that happens, what goes through your mind are crazy things. What have I done this time? African mothers. What have I done this time? Now I'm walking towards. It's like I'm going to the police. I'm going to be asked questions, hard questions. Yeah. And what was going in my mind was silly things, but by the way, silly things. You're like, okay, why are you calling me? Why are you? And usually, the topic is serious when the question is not directly posed at you. So I come near her and she asks me. She actually tells me that she had a dream. Yeah, she had a dream, and in that dream, she says that she actually posed a question to me and was like, "Do you have any plans to change your name?" My mind hits. Oh my goodness! I think there is something here, something very interesting, because at the back of my mind, I flash back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not good at telling stories, but anyway, I think at that point it didn't hit me that I want to change my name. I think I had forgotten about that, the change of my name. I had forgotten actually. Now, as she was talking about it and how she got a dream that I changed my name. Now, in that dream, I wanted to change my name, so I had come home to pick my birth certificate and change it to a specific name that I'll mention here. She tells me that I wanted to change my name to Minor, and I was like, wait, me, I've never desired to have such a name. Me, I even don't desire to have such a name like Minor. Really, Minor is a good name, but really, doesn't reflect on my me as a person. Now, this is how dreams work. You might experience something in that dream, while on the reality, it reflects on something else. Usually, a dream is not a direct language. It's more of a metaphor, or is it a simile? Let me call it a metaphor, because I think it really makes sense when I say it like that. So what happens is, she tells me that I wanted to change my name, and I was very aggressive about it, because Dad, on the other hand, was not happy about it, because she actually tells me the story that my dad now was not happy about it. He was agitated. He was I don't know. He was worried that I'm going to change my name, which is true. And for a moment, or for a second, I was like, wait, you've actually reminded me that I changed my name. At that time I had not remembered. But that time I was like, wait, I had changed my name, by the way. Yeah. Okay, now she tells me that story that I came home to pick the birth certificate and go to the where national documents or yeah, personal national documents. Is it a national document or personal documents such as the birth certificate? What do you call that? Let me call it personal documents. And from that time, I confirmed that something is actually very right. I was very right when I was changing my name. And I have three names: Maxim Felix Kenobi. And when things happen in the divine world, and let me give you just a let me give myself a backstory. Back in when I was in class 7, so my mom dreamt that I had gone to Elbagon Secondary School. And how they wear this uniform, and Elbagon Secondary is actually a very good school, and they wear this uniform. They wear this uniform that is brown cardigan, encompassed of the brown cardigan with I think brown lines on the wrist. Okay, there's brown and there's dark brown. Now dark brown was the lines on the cardigan or the sweater, and usually gray trousers. So while I was in class 7, remember, I've actually not even admired to go to Elbagon Secondary or something. It wasn't, actually, it was in the faintest of my dreams having to go to Elbagon Secondary, because looking at it, I was like, wait, you mean I'll go to primary school at in Elbagon and then go to high school still in the same location? I was like, nah, this won't be possible. Really, my desire was I go to another school far from home, and I think it had to be somewhere far, at least far from home. That was my desire, and actually I expressed that when I went to Elbagon Secondary for admission. So I met a teacher there, and I told him what my desires were. I think Mr. Mohati, he was in by then. Actually, before the schools had opened, I think it was in December or something. I think that's when I went there. So proceeded to go there according to the divine plan that was planned, and the dream was confirmed. This had to happen. And in contrary, or in the other hand, or in the same context, that will mean that that dream will come to reality, will come to manifest itself. Remember, she dreamt this while I was in class 7. This was 2 years prior, before I go to prior leaving or being admitted to Elbagon Secondary. This means that there's a 2 years gap for that thing to manifest itself, and things had to work out themselves so that they go to that, they reach that point. So this got to mean that the dream that my mom had about me changing my name was actually very true and was verified by myself. I actually denied that I wanted to change my name. She asked me a question: do you have any plans to change your name? And I was like, I won't I won't I won't I won't deny, nor I'm So I won't deny nor I'm trying to look for a word that I can replace accept. Oh, I can neither deny or confirm. That was the answer that I gave. And she was like, "Hi, you know the other time that I dreamt about you, the thing manifested. Ah, I think this not that I dreamt that for nothing. This had to come to manifest. This has to come, and in some ways I feel that you have a." So my answer was very simple. I can neither confirm or deny. Proceeded on to do whatever I needed to do. So I got I got cut short. I got cut short by low storage. I think I'm battling with the low storage than anything else. So wow, been struggling with the hot phones. Usually when my phone hot gets hot, I usually cannot record for so long because starts getting weary and even starts to hang. Actually, I got not a good thing. Not a good sign, but there's a cloud here that will offer some shade. But let me continue anyway, because I can see that it's a bit laggy. So a bit laggy. Where was I? So that evening, we had a very serious conversation about now my name, because I had confirmed that something is on here. I decided to tell her that it's true. I want to change my name because my second name I've never been comfortable with it. Again, my first name was like, oh, it's a good name, but it really needs some modification, which changed to Maxime, by the way. I'm now comfortable about it. At least my identity has changed. There's a lot that has changed about me, in any sense, yeah. And I feel that the threat that was issued on that dream might come to manifest, because right now I have 3 names, and my desire is my 3 names appear on that national identification card, and even my birth certificates, all my documents, or even where my name should appear as it is, Maxime Felix Kenobi. Now, there's a pressing issue about the surname, me getting rid of the surname. I'll tell myself the truth. I got interested in knowing or even discovering what the surname, now my father's name, what it entails and what it means. And not that I had any bad motives or anything. I discovered my personality is a bit, I don't know, is it weak? Oh no, it's not weak, by the way. I'm trying to find the words. You find that everyone has a personality, alright? Everyone has a set of characteristics. And one characteristic that will always push me just over the cliff is something that I really try to mitigate. I try to come up with a solution, come up with a plan to just improvise or even strengthen it. And I would mention that as consistency. I really struggle a lot with consistency. So after now I've started to discover that life is spiritual, I think, wow, my phone is overheating. Plus again, it got diminished of storage. It doesn't have storage, so I had to compress the other video. So I was talking about consistency. I have to put it this way so that it cannot be reflected by the sun. I don't want to go to, or perhaps I can. Let me go to the other part of the tree where it is cooler. At least some relief. I really wanted to stay in the sun. So I was talking about consistency. This is why I battle consistency in a way that I start something, yet I won't finish. And not that I don't have the drive, not that I don't have the energy to proceed with whatever I was planning or whatever I was doing. It's such a, actually, a drawback and a setback to me, such that I really don't like it. Like, there was this time I was learning Django, or let's say Python programming language. I really wanted to become a pro. I had the drive, I had the, what can we call it? I had the, I'm lacking the name, or am I thinking too hard? Yeah, I have the determination to make things happen, but unfortunately in the middle of things I find that something has just gone in a manner that was not expected. You find that all of a sudden I don't have interest in Python. And remember, I had the drive, I had the determination, but it will reach a point that I think this thing is bothersome, and again I'll jump on to another thing to do the other thing. And while in the middle of doing the other thing that had interested me, I'm like, I think this really isn't giving me the satisfaction. So that is why you find I battle with it a lot. But there's one thing that I did very successfully. That was writing. I was writing every day. I made sure that I was writing every day in Facebook. And that is one thing that I told me that there's something that has changed. And since I changed my name back in June, or was it on July? I'm not sure. Maybe I check it back. It is in one of the diaries. So as a person that I'm looking, this guy that is under a tree, he looks very still, but I've seen some movement. I just wanted to confirm that there's some movement. Anyway, after this, actually, I'm going into, what do you call it? This, it's not hibernation, it's it starts with an MI. Oh my god, what's the name? Meditation. Yes, meditation. I want to go into meditation. So back to the matter. So that was the matter that I was struggling with. And now back to the spirituality. I started understanding things in a spiritual manner. That even your name affects your life. Your life, how you carry yourself, what happens in your life. Like, there are things that, struggling with the darkness, it is not capturing me as with light. So that was something that I was struggling with. And I was like, let me look up, look up my name on the Google, search engine. I checked my name. I was like, okay, my first name has no problem. My second one, the traditional one, it's a good name, but it really doesn't deserve me. And actually, a while ago, I think some years ago, I inquired from my mom where my name came from. Yeah, that name that I had, I changed to Kenobi. Yeah. um I was like, where did this name came from? Because it's not from my grandfather, it's not from anyone I know in the family, especially on the father's side. She surprises me by telling me that the name that was given to me was from my great grandfather from my father's side, in from her mother, like father to the mother of my father. Like, are you really getting it? Father to the mother to my father. So this man came from Moranga. I don't know from which place there, but my mom told me, informs me that that guy was from that part of the country. So basically, or how do I say this? It's like traditionally. I really do not want to mention the word traditional. Like in that lineage, I am like from Moranga. Moranga is a county in Kenya. So I hail from that place. If I was to go to that place spiritually or ancestrally, trying to to reverse the ancestral line, I will definitely go back to Moranga. I think I have some families there. People who we might not be really related that close, but we are somehow related from that in that line. So I discovered that name is from that place, and I was like, I know it's good. It comes from Moranga, but really this name doesn't interest me. One, that is one thing. Two, it doesn't excite me as much. You'll have a name and be proud of it, but for me, it's quite a different case because I did not have it. I was like, wait, actually, it was the first name that I changed, and then proceeded to the first birth name. Then, all that. They say that the first name is the baptizing name. Jina la ubatizo, the English name. So yeah, I look up now to the surname now, the name of my father. So I came into a conclusion, or I discovered that this name means an animal, or actually an insect to be precise. This is the grasshopper. Okay. And what are the characteristics of a grasshopper? It eats this leaf. It doesn't finish the whole of it. Goes to another leaf. It leaps on another to go eat on another leaf. And then now I started to connect the dots. I was like, wait, no wonder I have never been consistent, because this name is affecting my spiritual being directly. Because you can't tell me that. And usually when you are called by name, especially when you are in school, people prefer the surname. I don't know, for whichever reason, but I don't know. I found it was actually natural for people to call me by the surname, and now my first name that I eliminated it. So subconsciously, it did something. It had to, in a way, manifest itself. So I had to become like the grasshopper, someone who never settles on one place. Now you get where I'm going with this story. and it was not in very, very, this wasn't very deliberate again, and I am sorry to whatever damage it might cause, but really, I really saw a need for my name to change, the whole of it to be changed to a name that of my liking, and that is why I decided to. I don't know how this happened, by the way. Maxim excited me. Felix, again, after knowing the the meaning behind the name, I was actually impressed. And Kenobi, I had already changed it, so I was like, wait, see, it's possible to have 3 names in an ID that are yours. Even if you have a surname, that could mean that you have 4 names. See, it's very possible that they appear like that. Little did I know that this thing was to stick. Little did I know that that thing was to coincide with the divine plans, that I really need to have my 3 names that are mine and direct my life directly, like direct my life and impact my life directly, because my destiny or my purpose is bigger than me, and I'm about to talk about that maybe later on. I really wanted to talk about writing, but let me leave it to another day. I think when I start to talk about myself, I think I'll spend the whole day here talking about what is happening in my life, what views, what opinions do I hold about them. I think I'll spend a whole day talking about it, and you'll see I'm struggling with storage again. I don't want to use so much internet because it has some use today. Today I'm supposed to design all the posters. Yeah, I'm supposed to come up with blogging ideas and even design the templates, the visuals for Micro Harris. Right now I'm the everything, almost updated. Okay, I have a passion, but I don't think, there's something that you should do when starting a company. Make sure you are the one that who starts it. Make sure that you are the one who is giving it culture before now inviting anyone to come collab with you. You should really give it culture first. And for me, my case is very different because I feel this thing is different and it really needs my brains or my thoughts so that it could start. Of course, we are doing content with Daniel. That's my roommate. I don't know how he came into my life, but I think it's another story. It's another diary that I should talk about this. Anyway, so those are my plans. I get my names changed, all of the 3 names, and something's just telling me that they will come out as they are. The 3 names, Maxim Felix Kenobi. I'm sorry for any damage. I really did not intend for this, for my surname to go. Yeah, it really isn't my desire, but really, nature has to take its course. There are things that are meant to happen and things that were not meant to happen, and one of the things that was meant to happen is this one. I have to change my name. By fire, by force, this has to happen. No apologies, no sorries, no worries, yeah? Because I know it will happen. I'll meet someone and, I'll make sure that the 3 names appear on my name. And I'm very sure that if I change my name on my national documents, because right now it has now gotten into me. My name is Maxim Felix Kenobi, and I identify that when I meet even other people. I'm no longer Max. That name. I really wanted to not want to mention it, but yeah, I think my my life has changed since I changed some things about me, but I'm happy that all these things are happening in a way that they are telling me something, that something special about my destiny. Everyone has a destiny, but mine, it will take a different route that God has planned for me, because I continue to trust in His divine plan for my life, because He is faithful. He keeps His word. If I was meant to be great, I'm going to be great. You can't deny the facts. You can't stop that. You can't do anything. Yeah? My God is my strength. My God is my lead, and He controls my intuition. So everything that I do is right. Yeah? Everything that I do. Whether I think of changing my name, I am right. It's because my intuition is right. Yeah? I'll talk about intuition another day. I think it's a bit of a long story. I'll do it in one of the diaries. I've really tried. This will go for about 40 minutes. I think that's that. I think the conversation has changed. I wanted to talk about writing, but let me hold it there. I think I'll talk about it in another day. Now, I'm happy that my English has not perfected, has so much improved from the last time that I ever did diaries. Some months back, while I was at home. My English was a bit pathetic. Or when I was starting, I wouldn't express myself in a way that is convenient or you'll want to admire to hear. But right now, I'm proud that I think I've improved, and there's some change in my how I speak, and I feel, oh my God, I think I will take another another 30 minutes. I feel starting the diaries was preparing me for this moment when I'm talking about Micro Harris, delivering the content in Micro Harris. Micro Harris is a company that deals with any gut problem, okay? But I'll talk about it in another day. I think there's a lot to talk about. There's really a lot to talk about in my diaries. Okay, let me end it here because I think it's time I conclude this and go into my silent moment. Yeah. So until another time, which I don't know when. I don't know if I'll be recording this daily diaries because anyway, I'll know better. I don't know better. Any way better. But I'll try to do it because I miss doing them. And you see, I love how I speak. I love how I look at myself on the screen. Anyway, sawa. Until another time, remember, if it can be shaken, it can be moved. Adios.